Hi, everybody. It's Tim Shire. I'm here with the Sports Sentinel Sports post-game show for the Cavs, Sentinel Sports Extra. The Cavs defeated the Knicks tonight, 110-104 at Madison Square Garden. It looked it looked good early, and then it looked shaky in the second quarter going into halftime. And the Cavs trailed at halftime. 52-45. They outscored the Knicks in the third quarter, 29-26. And then they outscored them by 10, 36-26 in the fourth quarter. They got physical. They got physical in the end, and they did what they had to. They weren't intimidated by the bully Knicks. Some people won't say that, but the Knicks are bullies. They are. The Knicks are bullies, and the Cavs bullied them in the end tonight. Jalen Brunson whining like he always does. But it was great to see the Cavs get physical and win that game in New York. They're 4-0 now. It was Darius Garland's best game of the year. He had 34. Donovan Mitchell had 25. Jared Allen had 15 points and 15 boards. Evan Mobley had 17. They had 4 guys in double figures tonight. That's regularly happening this year. And, Dean Wade had a rough game. He was a -14 and a plus-minus. But, Isaac Okoro -15 and Ty Jerome -13. Tonight, Jerome had 2. That's the first game that he's had under double digits. He was averaging 13.3 coming into the game. George Niang had 5. The Cavs got out-rebounded by 2, 43-41 by the Knicks. The Cavs turned the ball over 13 times. The Knicks turned it over 16. And those ended up being big. It was to go into New York and beat them is a big deal. So, because they haven't been able to, maybe during the regular season they have, and this is the regular season, but now they're going to have to do this in the playoffs. This has to translate to playoff basketball now, but I firmly believe the Knicks are not a better team than they were last year. Sure, they added some offense, but they got rid of defense. And DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein is a loss for the Knicks. I really believe it is. I think it's a huge loss, and that's going to come back to haunt them in the end. And I really believe it will. The leading scorers for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, of course, he had 21. They did have 6 guys in double figures in the losing effort. Their leading rebounder was Josh Hart. He had 13. He's a nemesis to the Cavs, Josh Hart. He really is. He had 13. He had a double-double. He had 16 points, 13 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns, he had 13 points and 10 rebounds. But, the Cavs shot 48% tonight. The Knicks shot 44%. So the Cavs shot a little better. Personal fouls were about the same. The Knicks actually got called for 1 more than the Cavs. How about that? And they whined every time they got called. And their fans whined because, whoever the Knicks play should be called for fouls, but the Knicks should never be called for fouls. But I thought it was a good effort tonight by the Cavs. They're going to come home and play the Lakers on Wednesday. 2 kids from Akron, as I said earlier, will be, playing for the Lakers, LeBron James and his son, Bronny. So he said earlier today, that'll be an emotional thing for him to come home, where he played, where his son was born and grew up, now to play in Cleveland. That'll be interesting on Wednesday night. So good win for the Cavs tonight to move to 4-0, 110-104. Not letting the Knicks bully them. They fought back. Kenny Atkinson seems to bring a tougher attitude. That's one thing I'm very impressed with him is they're going to be tougher. They're not going to let anybody push them around. And in the end, they ended up winning the game tonight. I know a lot of people were probably like, well, they played 3 bad teams to start the season. We'll see how they do against the Knicks in New York. Well, they won. So until Wednesday, when the Lakers come to town, I'll see you then. We're going to have a bunch of shows this week. You can follow me on Twitter at TBBucksTim. Yes, I am a Buccaneers fan, but and I have been since 1976. But until then, Cavs are 4-0. We'll see you Wednesday. Have a good night, everybody.